going to look like to be a very fun anime. It is Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. It's a little bit longer than that, but we can call it Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider just for the sake of this. And man, is it cool! For those of you who don't know, step into my office. Kamen Rider is a tokusatsu TV show run from 1971 to 1973, runs spanning 98 episodes and is responsible for the second tokusatsu boom in Japan, which basically gave birth to Super Sentai and so on and so forth. It has gone on for over 50 years, being a beloved franchise for how just fun it is, and it has so many iterations. Its current iteration, Kamen Rider Z, is so phenomenal, and it looks so good, and I'm really excited to see more of it. And you can actually check it out here on YouTube because on Tokusatsu, because they have subsequent episodes every Saturday, so it's really cool. It's really cool to get to see more of the exposure of Kamen Rider, because I really love the series just as much as I love Super Sentai and Power Rangers. So yeah, this is really cool to get to see. There's no exception. So let's just get into it. Tojima, ever since he was a little kid, had always been a mega fan of Kamen Rider, the original. He would sit, tell me if you heard this one. It's a superhero you admire on TV as a little kid, and you would always get up and act out the scenes and stuff like that. And you would even do the poses. The Tojima is no exception. He did the shit. And it's just a lot. So yeah, that kind of childlike innocence, that childhood innocence of like admiring like superheroes and stuff like that. It's just pure and wholesome.
Kamen Rider になりたい!
When he got older, Tojima was asked out by a girl, a blonde girl named Emily. But it turned out it was just a joke at his. She was asking him out as a joke at his expense because she lost the bet. And he's already like very heartbroken about it. So going on, Emily comes after him. She's like, yeah, you know what? I'm really sorry. Yeah, that sucks. I really would love to make it up to you, but you really, because you always seem kind of cool. Actually, you don't, everybody at school is kind of a delinquent, but you're not. So yeah, so it's really interesting because like there's other guys that show up behind them and try to capture Emily so they can go take her away. Tojima steps in and absolutely wrecks these guys like nothing before. that first place cracked them. And those two guys, they take off. Emily and Tojima could take off. Only for those guys and a bunch more people to show up at his school. Those guys and a bunch more people at his school to show up like, hey, because they pulled up, they're trying to start something. And so Tojima's outside like, yo, okay, a little reality check for your phone. First of all, we're all teenagers. We're all teenagers. All they do is they talk about war, talk about like this and this and this, like rival schools. But yeah, we come from like good homes. We get like food, we take baths and everything in somebody else's house. We call that about a war. You want a real war? Fight evil.
This dude is too cool. This dude is awesome.
So he gets roughed up a little bit, but he gets right back up, takes off his shirt, and does the henshin pose, and just absolutely wrecks every last person that had just been stomping on him, beating on him with baseball bats and kendo sticks and everything. And all to the surprise freak out of Emily, because like he's like unnaturally strong, because like at the beginning he said like, yeah, he mentioned that he got so strong he was able to beat up a bear. So it's unreal unreal how like it's unnaturally strong. But it's like it made me think of like One Punch Man in a way, where it's like he got so strong that it's almost terrifying how strong he got. It's pretty cool. Poor guy had lost out on Emily too because she took it out and she got scared. But he said, my true enemy is Shocker, so I must train hard. And eventually he got older. It never happened. Becoming a Kamen Rider never happened. And the fantastical parts, like that's interesting little things, like the fantastical parts that you would typically expect an anime to have happen. It doesn't. Perhaps that might change with this. But eventually, you know, he just started kind of like, but there's still a Kamen Rider fan. He then gets a little, like, he starts to decide to sell his Kamen Rider merch, like all his merch. It's like you take it there, and he's like, I can't do it. Right? He makes a very fair point. He makes a somewhat fair point, I guess. Like, you know, he says like, I don't want to be found dead in my place with a bunch of Kamen Rider merch, and only for it to be thrown out by strangers. That's a fair point. And know that not being sold off and not doing it correctly, so he'll take that particular thing in his own hands. At the same time, they start hearing about there's new reports in the news talking about robberies that people are just like Shocker. Are doing robberies and starting all kinds of trouble down in the city.
それ見るの何回目？だってかっこいいんだもん。
I don't know, it's just something that it's like watching Power Rangers. You go.
So later, there's talk of a festival in town, like little little festivals going on in town. There's all kinds of like nice treats and masks and takoyaki, which is one of his favorites. Because yeah, it seems like he eats it a lot. But I noticed. And it really made me think of like the Kamen Rider diner. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's actually pretty deep. They're pretty cool. But at the same time, there's another Shocker robbery, and they're even doing like the pose and all kinds of stuff like that. So yeah, I just feel like that's something interesting. But Tojima catches wind of it, and he's just like, oh man. It's not good. So they're wearing the Shocker mask, and it just so happens there's a booth that has Kamen Rider masks. He takes the original mask, and it's literally just a mask. It's like a little plastic mask, like this, and like the strings attached. That's literally what it is. So he takes it and he stops them by smashing them pretty hard. And even though he just saved the day, he kind of like is really hesitant to just stick around and be like, So he runs off. He's like, what did I just do? However, this happens.
お面だけの仮面ライダーって
She got the whole fit.
冗談じゃない。
I'm so glad this anime finally came out, and I've just been waiting for, you know, I've tried to react to the trailer, but as you short, but it got blocked immediately. Oh my god. But, yes, this is a lot. This anime is a lot of fun. It made me think of like One Punch Man a little bit, except whereas they feel like One Punch Man is supposed to be a little more satirical. Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider, is taking it a lot more seriously, just like Tojima wants to take being a Kamen Rider seriously. And now I wonder what will happen next. Yeah, this has been a lot of fun to check out, and really just fun to talk about anime on the channel. It's a lot of fun. But I can't wait to see the next episode. I never will cover it, and I'll do that and kind of like bounce back and forth between Red Ranger Isekai and then Tojima wants to be a Kamen Rider. So yeah, I look forward to that for being a thing on the channel. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But until then, make sure you like and subscribe, turn on post notifications when I post a video. And I'll see you in the next one because this is delicious. Peace.